Well, thank you so much, Natasha, and thank you everyone for having me. And I'm gonna try to talk to you today about employer branding on the budget. We're gonna talk a little bit about our journey at Medidata, what have we done for last year, what we're doing at the moment, and what was working or not. And mainly how to empower your managers, how to work with them and make sure that you are a partner with them and they are in the driver's seat for employer branding. But before we're gonna get there, just a little bit more about why I'm actually speaking to you today. I am real life in-house recruiter. I'm not a vendor. I'm not selling you anything, but also I'm not a manager. I'm not running a team. I'm actually doing recruitment on a day-to-day basis. I work for Medidata, which is a software service company in the life science industry, which is a niche industry to work with. It's quite difficult to find candidates that are not from that industry. And as you can see, my day-to-day job is to fill the recs and find the candidates. So I'm working on anything between 10 to 20 open roles at any given time. Last year, we got to the point that I had around 44 roles in my ATS, which actually led us to where we are at the moment, because as a recruiters, we want to have our life a little bit easier, and that's why we're getting innovating and thinking how we can sort things out. And on the top of that, our marketing team is very commercially focused. Their focus is to bring revenue to the business, so talent brand, employer brand was not on their agenda, and we didn't have any talent brand function in our talent team. It's a small team of just 2 recruiters and a manager and a coordinator, so there's not much scope to do anything else. I am a Star Wars enthusiast, that you might recognize that through the presentation. If you want to connect with me, that's the place to go, and we can talk about the LinkedIn in a second. So with those 44 racks, what's obviously is a problem. You want to find the candidates to fill the racks as soon as possible. Everyone is giving you straight away, can I see more CVs? Can I see more CVs? So the question is where I can find those CVs. Our problem was that we did not get almost any inbound applications, literally nothing, or if we get any, they're not qualified, they're not good candidates. So that's one of the biggest problems. The other one, there's no very low presence about Medidata outside of the life science industry. If we're gonna look for someone from clinical science, for someone who works in a clinical space, yes, they probably work on our software, but if I have to hire a software engineer that has to write the code in Java, they probably never, ever have heard about Medidata before, which is obviously a big problem. And then on top of that, our managers and employees in general, their presence on LinkedIn, their presence outside of Medidata in social media was very, very poor. So when we were sending LinkedIn links to our managers in an interview confirmation email, that doesn't give us any benefit because their LinkedIn was very, very poor. So looking at those problems, last year we started thinking, so what we can do, how we can approach those problems, and created those 5 steps that we decided to go through and do them step by step, and still through this day we're trying to walk. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about each step and then dive in a little bit more into the last 2. But the main point of employer branding on the budget is me as a recruiter. What can I do? What is my presence up there? As a recruiter, do I just go on LinkedIn and post, I've got a live job, apply over here, and I've got maybe 2,000 people on my LinkedIn as my connections? Or do I actually have a vision and strategy for my LinkedIn profile? Is my LinkedIn profile up to date? Do I have a strategy about posting on LinkedIn? Am I active? Do I comment? Do I engage with the community? So that's where I looked at myself first and decided, okay, I need to make a commitment. I need to make sure that my LinkedIn is up to date and that I am visible on the LinkedIn. So at the moment, if you've seen the first slide and you connected with me on LinkedIn, you can see up there that I've got over 17,000 connections on LinkedIn. I try to post minimum twice a week. I've got a scheduled post every Friday. I am engaging with different communities. I'm engaging with people on LinkedIn, trying to make sure that my posts are going up into the top of your LinkedIn funnel, that you can see them, and that I am recognized on LinkedIn. So then my posts gonna be more visible in the community. So then the second step would be take that knowledge that you have. You know, we spend on LinkedIn 7.5 hours a day as a recruiter. So take that knowledge of your that you have on LinkedIn and give that to the business. So what we decided to do is create workshops in EMEA for every employee that was interested. We run an open workshops on LinkedIn profiles. We simply break down what LinkedIn profile should look like, what components on LinkedIn profile are, and then on the second workshops we did what actually you can post and how to post on LinkedIn. So we took that first step, so our knowledge from LinkedIn, and give that back to the EMEA community, to our employees. We had really good success. We had quite a nice turnaround on those workshops. We did them in-house, but we had a hybrid model, so we had people joining us online as well, break down the LinkedIn, show them what to do, and explain the reasons why. And that's the other part of that problem, explaining to the employees and managers the reasons why they should be on LinkedIn and why their profile should be up to date. Because I'm sure you came across that argument in the past, oh, I've been in a company for 10 years, I'm not looking to move, why should I improve my LinkedIn profile? So we try to explain that to them from their perspective. So if you work in sales, why your LinkedIn is important. It's not only for recruitment, but you're gonna help you with your business development. If you are in R&D, if you are an engineer and you want to get to management, why interviewing gonna be good for your career, and then why the good LinkedIn profile should be important for you. So try to explain that from their perspective. And then from the workshops, we decided to follow that through. So not only say, okay, that's what you should do on LinkedIn, that's what the components are, take a nice pictures, post stuff up there. We decided to go a little bit step further and say, okay, we're actually gonna help you. So we partner with our marketing team. So marketing team joined a few of our workshops, and they say, oh, actually, this is good, that can be helpful. We can actually try and work with you on that. And we partner with them to run a professional photo shoot for our employees. So again, we didn't pay anything. Marketing team took the budget on them to have a professional photographer in the office whole day. I was available there for a whole day, and everyone could have their professional headshot taken. Good for marketing, for all the presentations, for work with the customers, and then good for us, because then those LinkedIn gonna be nice and up to date. And on the top of that, we had our talent team in the room at the day, so everyone who came for a photo shoot, they can actually sit down with us and go through their LinkedIn together. So we say, okay, now we've got a good picture, show me your LinkedIn profile, I'll tell you what we can fix, how we can fix it with you now, and make sure that the profile is up to date. So we went very nicely from point 1 to 3 and organized those photo shoots. And suddenly, if you're gonna go at Medidata page and go for employees, you can see pictures very, very in a similar way, because they were taken on the same day with the same photographer, and it all looks nice and unified. But then, okay, so we've got probably 3 meetings, a couple of workshops, photo shoot, but then what else? How to make sure that the managers are not forgetting about it, and that we as a talent team are still with managers on the journey. So then we took step further. So our managers meeting once a month to have a managers forum to talk about problems in EMEA or talk about different topics that they have. And we decided to be part of those forums as well and make sure that that topic is on their agenda all the time, that we talk to them about it. But on top of that, and I will dive in a little bit more to that in a second, we created Talent Ambassadors Group. So from those workshops that we ran for employees, we identified people that were excited about the topic, that asked a lot of questions, that wanted to post something on LinkedIn but didn't know how to do it or what to do it. So we decided to create a group that we're going to coordinate and work with them to give them a driving seat in the talent brand. So I'm going to dive into that in a second. Just quickly about the step 5 that we're going to talk in the end about available innovation and the free tools that are there for you that you can use. And the vendors probably are not going to be happy about that, but there is a bunch of free stuff you can use to help your talent brand, and we're going to get to that in a second. Because the main part that I want to talk to you today is the empowering managers and being the partner. Yes, we are not recruiters anymore. It's not just about filling recs. It's about being a partner and being on a journey with them. So we want to make sure that it's not only on us. As a recruiters, we are very keen to dive into things ourselves very quickly, take all of the responsibilities because we need to fill the recs, but then we actually forget that we don't have to do everything ourselves. And sometimes impact is even bigger if it comes from someone else than us. Because if we speak with candidates, they know we want to sell them a job. They know that we work for the company, so we're going to talk a good game and say all of the positive stuff about the company. But if the same message comes from the managers, if the same message comes from people that actually work for the company, then it has a bigger impact. So you want to make sure that the managers and the employees are in the driving seat for the employer brand. So from those workshops, as I mentioned to you before, we created the Talent Ambassadors Group. We took those exciting employees, decided to sit down with them once in a fortnight and talk about what they want to share, what ideas they have about the posts, and help them create those posts, and then keep each other accountable to post each week. So each week I'm actually we've got a Slack channel group with those interested in being talent ambassador. Every single week on Monday or Tuesday, I'm sending them a list of 5 topics that I think they can do post this week, and then it's on them to do it. And then a week after that, we having a meeting and like, okay, who did what was your success in the post, how many engagements you got, what else do you guys think we want to post next week? So it gives them a driving seat, it makes them in the control so they can talk about anything they want to talk about on LinkedIn, and they ask for guidance. They ask, okay, can I say this, can I say that, what hashtags I should be using? So from there, we give them that control, we inspire the content, and then actually got marketing involved again. So marketing realized that we're doing something, that there is a movement. They can see that there is more contents from employees coming up on LinkedIn. They can see those hashtags. They can see that we're tagging metadata in their posts. So they got more interested and involved. And actually from there, we came to the partnership and create the LinkedIn Live page for EMEA specifically. And we start creating a post from marketing, but based on what we tell them to say. So to take that back, if an employee did a post about a benefit, I give that to the marketing, and marketing then creates the post from the company page about that benefit that then everyone can share. So create that partnership and using each other to drive that content. And again, very, very simple. It's about those four rules that I have and that I've been using for last year. and making sure that those little steps is something that I'm using every week, and they not cost anything. They're not innovative, to be fair. They're not something that I magically thought about. It's very, very simple, but it works. And sometimes as recruiters, we just forget because we've got so many roles to fill. But again, so be an example and making sure that if I'm asking people to post on LinkedIn, I'm posting on LinkedIn myself. That if I'm asking them to share something, I'm sharing that I'm talking, so that I'm definitely walking the talk. Put time aside. I know it's even laughable, to be fair, but I have a time in my calendar every day saying Glassdoor, and in the morning and in the afternoon, talent brand. Every single day at the same time, I've got the time blocked in the calendar. Am I gonna do it every single day? No. But if it's in my calendar, then it's in my head that I have to do it. It makes that consistency, it brings you that urgency, and it makes that reminder that, okay, there's more to my job than just looking for the CVs. And on the top of that, consistency. So we talk about the partnering, and that's very important to make sure you're not doing everything yourself, making sure that when you have, when you've done something, show that to people that can elevate that. So marketing team, and I'm going to give you an example in a second, how what we did in talent been elevated by marketing, but actually still left us in the control of the content. So I'm going to talk about this in a second, but just about the consistency. LinkedIn has this feature now that you can schedule posts. In the past, you can use different software to do it for you, but now you can schedule posts, and it's really funny how, and all of those guys can tell you about the LinkedIn algorithm and how it all works. That if you post more, then it's going to be elevated in your feed, etc. But it's really funny how it actually works. If you post consistently, you're going to see the results. And I had one of my engineers coming back to me and saying, oh, I haven't posted in a while. And then this post I made, the second post he made, it got so much more engagement and so much more likes than before because he started posting regularly. And he's seen that results on. So making sure that those four points are on the top of my agenda every single week. And then just coming back to innovation and partnering. So as you remember on this second slide, we had those 5 steps of a talent brand journey. The 5th step was innovation for free. So one of our problems we had is that our talent page, our career page, to be fair, is very, very. I need to be careful what I'm saying because my manager is in the crowd. But our page, our website altogether is very commercially focused. It's very much focused on the product. It's quite difficult to find anything helpful for the candidate journey on our career page. So I was looking at the tools and what we can do to change that, to help it to have everything in one place. So if I can have a place that I can send my candidates to read stuff I want them to read. So that's how we came across Beacon AI. If you are on Instagram, you've got Beacon AI. Maybe you came across Beacon before, maybe linked. Very simple page that basically connects all of the links you want to have in one place and puts it together into one nice mobile-friendly page. And it's free. And it has really good analytics too. And what's happened is actually that our marketing team uses Beacon AI for their purposes. So we decided to create this page very much EMEA focused, very much recruitment focused. So all of the links you can see, if you go through that QR code, you can see what we created up there. It's still work in progress, but the most important part of it is that it's created by us, and so we control the narrative. we can change it. If we've got more sales roles, we can change quickly the links we have up there and put more sales-focused content. If we do an interview with someone in the video, we can put that link up there. I create a really quick presentation in Canva about a recruitment for tech roles with us, which is also free. Very quickly, very easy, put up there, and I use those time slots in a week that I have to do that. And on the top of that, it has quite good analytics, so we can actually see how many views I'm getting and which links have the most amount of views. And as you can see, we obviously had a big spike when we launched the page, and then it is consistent. So you might laugh at this graph that there is not a lot, but for me, this is a small win. It's a small win that we have consistency, that people go and look at this page, because I'm sending this page in all of my outreach messages. So how many, I'm not gonna send 100 outreach messages a day, I'm gonna send maybe 10 or maybe 15. And so then if 15 people a day looks at the page, then it means that my outreach messages are good as well. So again, it gives me control on data and understanding the data from a different perspective. So just to show you a little bit how the last year got us to where we are at the moment and what it actually gave us. So as you can see on the left side, again, to show you that you have to be the standard, you have to be the driver, you have to make sure that you are what your team tries to get to. So followers is one thing, post impressions is another thing, but on top of that, I'm getting so many messages on LinkedIn that I cannot even go through them. I could see really vast improvement. Obviously, you know, economy recently is one thing, but being active on LinkedIn gives you puts you in a position of people, of being visible, so people messaging you for the roles. And I'm getting really improved amount of messages to me, so inbound messages on LinkedIn. With the creation of, again, talent ambassadors, we see an improvement, we see more content up there, and on the top of that, with the next point, we created that career EMEA live page on LinkedIn. So that showcased that connection with marketing and partnering with marketing. So what marketing did? Marketers and recruiters are quite similar type of people. They want to have stuff done, but sometimes they go easy way to get the job done. Yeah. So if I have something for marketing, they will take it and they will do it quickly. So with creation of Beacon AI, they basically took everything from my Beacon and put onto LinkedIn page. So to create the LinkedIn live page was for them literally a couple of days to copy and paste content. But because they had the content, it was so much easier. There was no argument. There was no, oh, we don't know what to put there. It was really quick and easy to create it. And in the same time, I'm again in the driver's seat because that's my content, so I know what is on the LinkedIn live page. With that, the talent ambassadors posting on LinkedIn, as you can see, there is employee content on your live page as well, so you can see who posts. You can see, you can drive a traffic to your employees' content. So it all connects, it all comes together. And all together, you know, I think the most important is to celebrate those small wins as a recruiter, understanding that this is just part of my job, but if I'm gonna keep it consistency and small parts in a day, then all together it's gonna give us results. So now we can go and go hunting. Thank you.